Hey there guys, Insanity here, and today I thought I'd take things back in time. Back to a time when games were a bit simpler. So I thought I'd play some Settlers. Settlers 2, 10th anniversary. And let's go into a free play game. And this is one of my favourite game series of all time. Settlers 1 was brilliant. Settlers 2, this one, brilliant. 10th anniversary, brilliant. 3 was okay, 4, terrible, and then they just got worse after that. And I recently played the Settlers Online, and it was, oh god, it was awful. It was just terrible. I actually wrote a review. That one was cool. And it got quite a few people talking, which made me think that Settlers is still it's still got a big fan base, and I could literally put money on the fact that they're going to bring out a 20th year anniversary, and that's just what they're waiting for. But I thought I'd play this and go back to a time when gaming was simpler. This is a real retro game. This isn't one of them retro games that's on Steam that's like, we're retro because we've got shit graphics. No, this is a real retro game. And games like Sonic and stuff, they weren't like the Five Nights at Freddy's mini games. It's just basically we're retro because we've got shit graphics. That's the only reason that they're retro at all. See, for me, a retro game is a game that you can play and play and play and play. Like Sonic, for example. Mario, for example. Two of the best games ever conceived, in my eyes. I know there's a lot of younger people out there that say, oh no, it's COD. It's COD. It's not COD. It's not COD. See, there was a time when you played games, you didn't know what the fuck you were buying. You just took the game home and 9 times out of 10 it just didn't work. It just, okay, I got to this level and it's broken. No updates, no DLC. It's just broken. But then you had the little gems in there, like a game I used to like called Wild 9, which is like Ghostbusters in space kind of thing. You had like this crazy gun that you could grab things with and throw them around and stuff. That was a really good game. The end boss was glitchy as fuck, but the whole game was brilliant. And like retro racing games I used to play, like Roll Cage, one of my all-time favourite racing games. I used to play that with my friend, and we'd be on till stupid o'clock at night playing that, and it was brilliant. And this Settlers, not this Settlers, but Settlers 1 I had on my Amiga, my A1200, and I remember missing work because I started the game at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and me and my mate didn't finish till 6 o'clock in the morning. So it was just a matter of me ringing work from there and going, yeah, I will. When in reality I'd been up all night playing video games. But games like this, they were just so simple. They really were. They just kind of put you somewhere, and you've got to find out the best way to look at all that stone. Find out the best way to manage everything that you've been given. I mean, I don't want to make this into a sort of modern day game bashing video, but games nowadays, they're so on the rails. It's like, make sure you don't go over there, because if you go over there you'll miss this part that we set up for you, and it's like this part's supposed to scare you, and they're too on the rails. And then you get games that are a breath of fresh air, like Skyrim, and I mean, two games that are Bethesda, Skyrim and Fallout. And even though I never actually got into Fallout, I could totally appreciate the open world style of it. But Skyrim, I played a lot of Skyrim, and I loved it. It actually got me into RPGs. I wasn't a massive RPG fan before that. I was just basically had a diet of FIFA and Battlefield. And Skyrim really opened my eyes to the possibility of RPGs. Such a brilliant game. There is a problem though with games like Skyrim and Fallout, and it's not their problem. It's the problem that all these other companies want to imitate. They don't want to innovate. They want to imitate. And they end up making an open. I know you can't see my hands, but an open world inverted commas game. It's just not an open world game. I mean, for me, Far Cry is an open world game, and it's absolutely incredible. Far Cry 3. I haven't played Far Cry 4 because I've heard that it doesn't run very well on PC. But it's definitely a game I'm interested in because I like the Far Cry series. And then you get these games that don't even try. The games that are 10 a penny, usually zombies and survival, whatever. It's like, hey, we made a zombie survival game. Oh, really? So it's really in depth and stuff. Yeah, it's got like some kind of consistency to the storyline and things like that. No. You just spawn in the middle of the world and get fucking annihilated by any other human players. I mean, even before you can type into the chat, hey, I'm new to this game, maybe we could team up, maybe you can help me. You're already dead. And I don't have a problem with games being hard or anything like that. It's just, there's too much of that crap. What's up with that bunny? The bunny's just caught in suspended animation. But I got given a game called Infestation Survivor Stories, and that was my first Zombie game. And I wasn't impressed. No, I'm not impressed at all. It didn't. I mean, I think the idea of that was to sort of play that, and then see if I enjoyed that kind of game and go on to one of the better ones. Like I've heard DayZ is good and H1Z1. But after that, I give up on Zombie games. I totally give up on them. And it's the it's just the way that games are going now. It's that those games are considered games. They shouldn't be considered games. And especially these games that are early access, again, inverted commas, early access, which just basically means is we made a game and we can't be asked going through the proper channels to get it made, so we're going to call it early access, and it's probably going to stay early access until we bring out the alpha, and then we're going to use the alpha for 7 years, and then we're going to bring out the beta, and then we're going to use that for another 6 years, and then eventually we might bring out the actual full game, but by then everyone would have had their fill of it and no one gives a shit. And I've actually said to a lot of my friends that, and I think I'm hitting the nail on the head here. It says something in this day and age of gaming that the biggest games that people want. I've got a friend who is absolutely adamant that he's buying a PS4 for the one reason being he wants to play Final Fantasy VII, I think it is, the one that's coming out on PS4. And all that makes me think is that it's a sad state for gaming when the best games available are games that came out 10 years ago. Look at this, I'm playing Settlers. It's coming up to its 20th year anniversary. I was 9 years old when this game came out, nearly. I mean, that just shows the state of gaming, that people were hyped for the PS4 because The Last of Us was getting digitally remade. People were hyped for the Xbox, as I was, because the Master Chief Collection was coming out. People are hyped for Battlefront, even though it looks beautiful. I've heard the gameplay is a little bit lackluster, but it just says something that all these games that are supposedly supposed to be amazing games, they're all remakes. They're all remakes. And I can bet £10 to a penny that Settlers 2 is going to come out in, I think it came out in 97, 96 maybe, I don't know. But it was somewhere around there. And I will bet £10 to a penny that Settlers 2, the 20th year anniversary, will come out to coincide with the 20th year anniversary. And everyone will lose their shit. Rightly so, it's a great game. But still, it still falls in the category of remake at the end of the day. But there does seem to be quite a serious problem with gaming at the minute. It's just, like I said, it's the best games out are remakes. The best games out are rehashes of good games, or they're imitations of good games. I mean, look at the games that consistently top the piles of money-wise. I mean, money speaks volumes, and the fact that Call of Duty consistently beats the sales of the previous COD just shows that. Shows that people don't want innovation anymore. People just want tried and tested. And the moment any game comes out, or any peripheral comes out, it seems like it's going to kind of push the boundaries and take gaming into a new sort of era. Like the Oculus Rift. I mean, that is something that totally interests me. The Oculus Rift. If the price was a bit lower, because I know the prices are coming down and they're going to have competitors and stuff. But at the moment, the price is too big, and at the end of the day, it's a gimmick. It's just it's a piece of peripheral. It's a new way to play games, but it's not a new system. It's not. It's just something that's it's an accessory. It's not a necessity. And the thing, even though they totally faked it, the Minecraft thing for Xbox with the hologram thing they did. I can't remember what they called it exactly, but that looked phenomenal, and it's just a huge shame that they lied their asses off about it. Well, saying that, I don't actually know if they lied. I don't know if they came out and said, yeah, we're running this on this new holographic technology that we've got, or whether they didn't actually say anything and just let the people speculate about it. But when I saw it, that blew my mind. That felt like next gen. And I've actually got an Xbox One in my living room. I never play it. My eldest loves it, and my youngest uses it for YouTube. But my eldest, she just plays Minecraft, and she's asked for a PC now because she wants to play modded Minecraft. So even she's at 9 years old, and she's only been playing on Minecraft for a couple of years now, and she's completely bored of the console version of it. She's more interested, more inclined to come over to the PC side of it and play more modded things because there's just more to do. And again, going back to the state of gaming, that shows the state of gaming. That, I mean, I've got a friend who loves mods. He really does. Always tries to get me to play mods. But even though I do like mods, I like Minecraft mods. There's the World at War Zombies mods do interest me when I'm in the mood for them. Skyrim mods like Frostfall, I think it's called, totally interest me. And things like that, they do interest me. The problem I've got is that you shouldn't have to modify a game to enjoy it. The game should be, like, going back to what I was saying before, games, you used to just get a game, and without any updates, without any DLC, without any internet connection, without anything added onto that game, you played it for years. Played it for years. I played Mario 3. I still play it nowadays, I'll be honest. I love that game. Zelda, one of my all-time favourite games. Settlers. I'll play these games to death. Dead Space, coming into a more recent game. Dead Space 1, Dead Space 2. I played those with no DLC and I enjoyed the shit out of them. Far Cry 3, I enjoyed. But there's too many games out there. Destiny being one of them. Battlefield is another one. Where they basically say, okay, here's the game. This is the date for the DLC. And I'm thinking, wait, what? It's just come out. Why is the DLC coming out for it? Why is that not in the game? Why have you given me 70% of the game and you're leaving the other 30% so that I can pay for it? Nah. One of my favourite YouTubers actually touched on a lot of this stuff, and he was saying, he was talking about Half-Life. I've played a little bit of Half-Life. I've played a little bit of 1. Played quite a bit of 2. I played some Team Fortress, even though it's not in the Half-Life story or anything like that, but it's part of the same game, same engine. And yeah, it was a great game. It was a brilliant game. And games like that, like Deus Ex, sort of revolutionised the FPS RPG game, I believe. And they didn't have any DLC. They had no DLC, and they're still considered 2 of the best FPS games on PC that you can play. I mean, Half-Life has just been, I don't know if it's officially been remastered or it's like a fan kind of thing. And I can't even remember what it's called, but it's been remade because there's just that much of a following. And I'm guessing that they're just going to make the exact same game. And again, going back to my point before, it's a remake. It's a remake of a game. And gamers need to stand up and say, well, no, I played this game. I played this game 12 years ago. And I enjoyed it, yeah, but come on. Technology's got way better and you're just... Oh shit. And you're just rehashing old ideas. Come up with a new idea. And the gaming industry is worth so much money that there's no excuses as to why they're not bringing out these quality new games and ideas and stuff. They've got people that their creativity is through the roof. I mean, they can literally make things from nothing, and they're remaking things. It doesn't make sense to me. And I recently, I mean, like I said, one of my huge games was FIFA. I loved FIFA. I love football, and I love watching football. I love playing FIFA, and it's a game that I can. It's got replayability because it's football. Football just has replayability. It does. And over the last couple of FIFA 14 and FIFA 15, I was looking at it and I was thinking, this game is making so much money from sales, but not just sales, because the sales, I'm guessing, account to about 10% of the money that they make. The real money, the 90% of the money they get, is from FIFA Ultimate Team, from people buying packs and stuff to try and improve their team. That's where their money comes from. And like I said, it's probably some, I mean, I dread to think how much money they make from Ultimate Team. I really do, from people just annihilating their bank accounts to buy packs, to buy players. It baffles me. But the reason that I've stopped playing FIFA, it's not because I don't like it anymore. It's because I just want to make a stand against it. Even though it doesn't make any difference, it's one person out of billions of people. But I want to make a stand and say the amount of money that they make does not equate to the amount of gameplay that they work on for the next game. They make millions, billions probably. I mean, even if they make 100 million, there's no way the next FIFA has had £100 million worth of changes to it at all. It's just a reskin and a rehash. It's just better faces, more lights, and rain's better. And now when you kick the ball, actually it rolls across the grass and makes the grass bend. Wow, fantastic. And the main game for me on that was clubs. And I mean, you don't have to be an idiot to work out that the reason clubs on FIFA suffers is because they don't sell packs on clubs. They sell packs on Ultimate Team, which is why Ultimate Team gets all these new things and all these new menus and, you know, different things. And it really pisses me off that to improve something, they have to actually make money on it, on that. You know, they won't just take a small percentage of that money and move it over to the career mode or to the clubs mode or the fixing the fucking player searching and stuff. I mean, there was times on the other FIFAs when I was searching for Lukaku and I got some guy from Nigeria that I'd never heard of before. Broken. I mean, in the last FIFA I played, I think 15, when we all played clubs, you couldn't play cup games because something weird happened and you ended up in a different game. So I actually remember one time we got through to the final of the cup. We went into the game and it wasn't our team. None of them were our team, and people from my team were on the bench of a different team. It's just, they never fixed it. From day one to the day FIFA 16 came out, they never fixed it. Because they don't make money on it, so why would they? I remember when FIFA 14 came out on the Xbox One. Clubs didn't work. Hardly anything worked, let's be honest. And but there was one thing that did work. FIFA Ultimate Team and the ability to buy packs. So they had that bit lined up straight from the start. It's like, yeah, we don't care if you can't play the game, but you can still buy things on it. So that was the beginning of the end for me with FIFA. And there's a lot of other games that also do that. I mean, there's so many games out there that are just, I mean, Destiny, wow, Destiny. Such a great idea for a game. Such a great idea. And then they gave you like 10% of the story. The story was basically, okay, you're fighting against the darkness. Okay, what's the darkness? It came ages ago. Yeah, it came and screwed up loads of stuff. Want to embellish on that? Not all? No. No. You're dead, by the way. What? And then at the end of the story, it's basically, if I remember rightly, on the end cutscene, everyone's sort of celebrating, yeah, we beat the darkness, woo. And then that bitch comes to you and she's like, you did a good job, well done. But there's plenty more shit out there. What, like new shit? No, not new shit, just the same old shit you've been fighting throughout like the last 16 hours. Oh, but there will be new shit, right? Yeah, but you're gonna have to pay for it. What? You're gonna have to pay for it. But I already bought this game. Yeah, but you didn't buy the DLC. It's just come out, motherfucker. That's the problem with gaming nowadays. So they go, okay, guys. They sit down with all their money and they go, right, guys, we're gonna bring out a game. Yeah. What, we're gonna work on a full game? We will work on a full game, but we won't release the full game. Okay? What we'll do is we'll say if you pre-order the game, you'll get something extra. Okay. But surely, like, why wouldn't we bring out the game, make sure people like it, and then start telling people about DLC? You know, when people are like, oh, this game is so amazing, I can't get enough of it. I hope the DLC comes out soon. Coming out soon. DLC. No. Nowadays it's there's a game coming out. Oh wow. Yeah. And then the DLC comes out 3 months later. So the game's out. No, the game's not out. It's coming out. Why has it already got DLC then? I don't know. Just ask. But how do they know if the game's going to be successful? I don't know. So they're just kind of telling us that the game's going to be successful, yeah? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Coolio. Going back to Destiny, I was all up for Destiny. I mean, it looked fantastic. The graphics, amazing. The gameplay was brilliant. I mean, the shooting was Halo. It was bang on. The shooting was Halo. And I know there's probably a lot of PlayStation fanboys that are thinking Halo's shit. But if you enjoy Destiny, then you would totally enjoy the Halo shooting style, because it's exactly the same. It's brilliant. I mean, Halo, my friends know that Halo is my favourite game of all time. It's the best story that I've ever played. It's the best multiplayer I've ever played. It's the best game I've ever played. And there might be a bit of nostalgia in there for me, because when I got my Xbox, my original Xbox, I played the crap out of Halo on LAN with my brothers, and we got another Xbox because we didn't want to see the same screens as each other. So we got 2 TVs, 2 Xboxes, put the sofas back to back, and it'd be like a proper deathmatch. And then the multiplayer came out, and it was, for me, it was the progression of Halo. Halo 1, brilliant. You had deathmatch where you could play against your friends and stuff. You had the co-op campaign. I don't think Halo 1 had the co-op campaign. I could be wrong. But Halo 2 definitely did. Actually did it. I don't know. But Halo 1 was a brilliant offline game. It was a good first-person shooter. It was an open-worldy first-person shooter. And then Halo 2 came along, and it was just a natural progression onto the next Halo. It was you could see literally you had this pretty much the same game with better graphics, a few extra weapons on Halo 2, and you had the online. So it was basically everything that Halo 1 was, but better. And then Halo 3 came out on the 360, and it was the shooting was a bit more realistic, and the hitboxes were bang on, apart from in the elites. And then you had the theater, which just put it right up there. And it was a natural progression onto the next best, onto a better thing. But I was actually trying to play this. But the games, I mean, like I said, I don't want this to be a complete bash on new games. Well, I kind of do. Because games nowadays, I mean, like I said, everyone's pining for retro games. Retro games have never been more sought after. I mean, people bring out they're just games that you can make on Unity, and they're crap. They're games that you can make that a 5-year-old could make if you gave him an hour's worth of tutorial, of tutoring. A 5-year-old could, well, not a 5-year-old, but a 10-year-old could make these games, and they do. And the thing is there has to be a point where people go, yeah, it's fun, but it's good. It's kind of fun. It's fun for 5 minutes. You know? You want a game that you can put in after 5 years and go, wow, yeah, I remember how good this was. And you'll sit there and play it for a few hours. I played on Mario 3 the other day. And I got all the way to the third world. And I was still enjoying myself. I think I had work. I think I had to go to bed. But I was really enjoying myself. But there isn't. I mean, I know I said it before, but Skyrim. That's over the past 5. I don't know when Skyrim came out. Wait, was it that long ago? Surely it's not. It's within 10 years, I would have thought, Skyrim. And I'd still play that game now. I can't run it very well. I have like a second of lag. But I still play it with that second of lag, because it's a great game. Payday. Payday's a game that, again, I can't run very well, but I'm totally interested in playing it. I'm actually really close to getting a PC upgrade over the next few days, so that's the game that I'll be playing, is Payday. I mean, other games that I'll play, GTA, that's another game that it took, for me, GTA 4 was technically spectacular. Technically it was just brilliant. I'm taking nothing away from the technical achievement there, but the storyline up until, I mean, again, DLC, up until the DLC was just lame. It was just, yeah. It was you're the kind of half bad guy-ish bad guy, kind of good guy, bad guy kind of guy. And you just do missions for people. It was just so generic, and yeah, we've seen this before. But then, even though I haven't played the DLC, the Ballad of Gay Tony and the Lost and the Damned apparently brought the personality back to Grand Theft Auto. Which the personality of I think of the personality of Vice City and San Andreas, two. I mean, up until GTA 5, those were the two best GTA games for me. So they were brilliant. You had the soundtracks were just amazing on Vice City. Soundtrack was amazing. The storyline on San Andreas was brilliant. And there's another thing, a really small thing, but on the Xbox for GTA San Andreas, you could put your music onto the radio. And I remember finishing the game dangling off the back of, like, I think, was it a fire truck that you're dangling off the back of? And I was listening to Mushroomhead's version of Seal's Crazy. And it was epic. I will never forget, till the day I die, I'll remember that. It was epic. It was brilliant. And then GTA 4 came along, and there's some good... There's some okay kind of tunes on it and stuff, but it was just drab and grey and boring. But then when GTA 5 came along, it was fucking epic. It was epic from start to finish. It had comedy. It had the black comedy that you associate with GTA. It had people shouting shit at you on the street. It had drug use. It had gratuitous gore. It had money, flying, everything. And now with the mods that you can get on PC, you can go insane. You can go absolutely insane. You can just spawn a whale. But again, mods. But the good thing about GTA 5 is that you don't need mods to have fun in that game. That game is just good. It's just good anyways. I'm actually be a twat to this guy and push him back. But going back to Bethesda, they do make brilliant games, and I'm actually going to try and get into Fallout 4. I played a little bit of Fallout 3. I played a little bit of New Vegas. Couldn't really get into them because I felt like I was missing out. Even though the storylines don't coincide or anything like that, I'm a completionist. I like to go from the start to the finish. I mean, I had Dead Space 2 before I got Dead Space 1, and it sat there for months, like a year, before I got Dead Space 1. And I'm so glad that I did wait, because that's a brilliant game. No DLC. So yeah, I think I'm going to call this video here, because I've been moaning like fuck throughout the whole video. So, in a nutshell, gaming's fucked. See you guys.